Hello everybody and welcome to another C++ graphics tutorial. In this tutorial I will be showing you how you can create a bullet class and how you can make a player shoot that bullet and how you can make that bullet collide with an enemy and destroy it. So, got a lot to do. So, let's start off by, I just want to start off by saying yes, I did switch from Visual C++ 2010 to Visual Studio 2015. I just thought it was time for an upgrade, so I conformed and I got this. And then this right here is just, once again, the template code I'll leave in the description. It's just a template code. This just, if I run this here, as you can see, it just creates a basic window called SFML tutorial. And so yeah, you can copy this down, pause the video, and then let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into my header files and I want to add a new header file, and we will call this header file bullet.h, and then the pragma once is already there. And then we can go ahead and call class bullet, just like that, and then put our public modifiers here, our private modifiers here, and we can begin to set this up. So also we want to pound include SFML slash graphics. I don't know if you need a backslash or that slash. I mean, here I have a forward slash, but sometimes I guess we'll just keep it consistent. Alright, so now that we have that, we can create our bullet. So I'm just going to be using rectangles for this, like shape objects. I'm not going to be using pictures, so I'll show you how to use shape objects. So what you do is you call SF, and then we're going to be using a rectangle shape, and we'll call this our enemy. And I think that's all we need for our private variables. And then we are going to also put our, oh, not enemy, what I was saying, bullet. We'll get to the enemy later. It's going to be our bullet class. And then we want to call our constructor. I don't think we need a default one, so let's just get right into it. And for bullet, we want them to specify the size, so we're going to call an SF vector2float. That's what the vector2float means, and then actually don't need that here. And we'll just call it size, and then we'll say bullet.set size equal to whatever they pass in for size. Just like that, and there's a problem for whatever reason. B is undefined. Oh, it was a delayed error. That's alright. So we need that there. And then the next thing that we want to do is we're going to do a couple voids. So we're going to be saying void set direction. Or actually, we probably don't need that because we'll only be shooting one way for this. But you could, if you want them to shoot multiple directions, you can add a void set direction. But for this, we're just going to have them shoot one way. And here we're going to have a void, let's call it fire. And then here we will pass in an integer for speed. And then we will say bullet.move on the x-axis to the right. So we want to say speed and then 0. So we want to move it to whatever speed they pass it in. And this is going to be under a loop statement. It's going to be under one of these, it's going to be under our event loop, so it will continue to fire just like that. And then I don't really know what else we need. Hold on a second. I'm pretty sure that we need oh yeah, for our collision events we needed to get some getters and setters for position. So I already have these copied, so I'm just going to paste these in here. This is how you get the right value. I can't really memorize all of this, so I just have it saved in a text file. I suggest you guys do the same. If you're working with rectangles, this is how you're going to get the value of the right location, the left location, the top location, and the bottom location. So if you want to pause the video and copy that all in there, you can do that. And then last thing we're going to do is void draw, and then this one is just going to once again take SF render window ampersand window, a reference to a render window, and then we're just going to say window dot draw our bullet, just like that. And looks like that's all good. Next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating our player. So let's go ahead in here, let's add a player. And then the pragma once is already there, so we'll say class player, just like that. Our public modifiers, private member variables, and for private member variables, we're gonna have whoops, I need to pound include SFML slash graphics.hpp, and then we'll say SF rectangle shape called player, and then under our constructor we are going to also pass in a vector float called size, a vector2 float called size, and then we're going to say player.set not scale size to whatever they pass in for size, just like that. And then we're also going to create a void called move, and this is just going to move our player. So we're going to say we probably want to pass in, we have to pass in an SF, another vector float called what should we call it? I don't know, just like direction. And then we want to player.move the direction that they pass in there, just like that. So that way we'll be able to move our player. And then another one that we want is what else do we want? I'm pretty sure that we want to be able to get the x and y location. So we'll say int get x, and then this will just return player.get position dot x, and then we also want to int get y, and then this will return player dot get position dot y, and there, okay, just a delayed error again. And that's all we need for our player class. I'm pretty sure we have our move, get x, get y. And the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to add our enemy class, just like this, enemy.h. Sorry if you can hear background noise. Class enemy, just like that, and then we're going to have our public and private modifiers right there. And under our public modifiers, we are going to have our enemy, just our default constructor, or we are going to also put in an SF. We need to pound include SFML slash graphics.hpp. Then we'll put in an SF vector2 float. I don't know why I do that. Size, and then we actually have to create our private rectangle shape called enemy, and then we will enemy.set size to be whatever the passive size. Also, let's enemy.set fill color to be SF color red, and let's also do that for player and bullet. Is there an error? Okay, let's do it for bullet. Let's set bullet.fill set fill color to be SF color blue. How about? And then player, let's player.set fill color SF color green. Is that not a color? Green is not a color, really. Color green? Oh, okay, I must have misspelled something. Okay, so we got our color set, and I'm gonna have to save building the enemy class for the next video because it looks like I'm running out of time. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll leave the source code in the description of the next video. So thanks for watching.